I want to do biggest winner, biggest loser. I want to start with that, and I'll give you a minute to think.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, my biggest winner, I'm sorry to take this from you,
Sean
it's
Baker.
Anora.
Yeah, exactly.
Anora is the biggest winner of the night, winning, he himself getting 3 Oscars in editing, writing, and directing, his movie getting Best Picture, and Mikey Madison getting Best Actress. It is clear that Anora was the biggest winner of the night.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, I'll be even more specific and mention Mikey Madison, who's had, just this is really her moment. It was great and poor, Better Things, the show. And I love the fact Sean Baker acknowledged Tarantino when he won. He goes, Quentin, I love your work. And by the way, there would be no Mikey Madison without you. So thanks for casting Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is something that people do forget. So I think that was definitely one of the bigger wins of the night. I mean, obviously, it's Sean Baker in a row. The fact that this guy's going home with 4 Oscars, he does set a record in terms of that category. And I do think Adrian Brody's the big winner of the night. And in addition to The Brutalist, the fact that The Brutalist was, again, a movie made in VistaVision, which is something they used in the 1950s. Brady Corbet is a former actor turned director. If Anora is the biggest winner of the night, The Brutalist still did very well. To be able to say we got Best Actor, Best Score, and Best Cinematography,
oh, they're not
still feels pretty good
at all. Yeah, tell me, who's your biggest loser?
I'm going to say, God, I think it's a complete unknown, because their one chance was Timothée Chalamet, and he doesn't win it. So a complete unknown, 8 nominations, over.
I'm going to say the biggest loser of the night, and I love her. I love her so much, but Demi Moore. I think that she expected to win. I think this was her moment, and she had some great speeches along the way, but this was going to be the crowning achievement of a career. And when you St. Elmo's Fire, About Last Night, you go back and then you look at Indecent Proposal, and you just go through her career, and this was her time, and I felt for her, but I still have to say that she's got to be the biggest loser of the night.
Demi less in this instance rather than Demi Moore. I mean, that was, and because this is the moment, right? She never got nominated before. This is your one chance. She's not going to get another nomination. We all know that. The Substance, by the way, is like it's so shocking it got this much attention. Like, this is a horror movie which is gruesome and grimy. And when Mike Ryan recommended it to us, I was like, I'm not sure about this. And you don't like these types of movies, so it was like the fact it got this many nominations is remarkable. But as you said before,
it got the open, Adnan.
Yeah,
Conan opened the show coming out of Demi Moore's body.
Yeah, like you're getting
that's the prime real estate.
Give her a retroactive Oscar for Disclosures. One of the comments we're getting right now. But no, it's just you're right. She's one of the biggest losers of the night. That's a tough one for Demi. She's never going to win now. That's it. Tough luck.
Don't say that. All right, number 1 takeaway. Takeaway of the night as we close a year of movies, which I have loved. I want you to put a bow. You start, I'll finish. What is the bow you will put on this year of movies?
Well, it's a great sign for independent film, because that's what Anora was. This was truly an independent movie made by Sean Baker, which he's really passionate about. He goes, it was $6 million. We used every single one of those dollars to make a movie which was authentic and lived in, as I said before, a comedy, a drama, a tragedy. It's a wonderful, beautiful film. And also The Brutalist, which is an independent film financed by Brady Corbet, a story about an epic, about an immigrant, the rise and fall. Guy Pearce, by the way, one of the biggest winners of the year. I love him. Finally got his first Academy Award nomination. He's so great in The Brutalist for Best Supporting Actor. Those are a couple of big winners there. And I just think, as you said, cinema in general, it really did well. My biggest loser, by the way, in addition to just the year itself, the runtime. The whole point of 7 p.m. Eastern, David, was they know the Oscars goes 3.5 hours, sometimes 4 hours. So it used to always start at 8 o'clock Eastern and then go till midnight. Everyone's like, oh, my God, wait for your late local news, et cetera. So they move it to 7. And the thought is, okay, even we're hoping for 3 hours. But even if it's 3.5, 10:30 is still reasonable. But this 10:45, I know maybe it sounds like I'm quibbling over 15 minutes, but it felt bloated, right?
It's less, actually. Okay. And hold on, let's get some stats. We were together last year.
Yeah.
I believe last year ended around 10:32 to 10:34.
Okay. So this year was a longer show.
This was about 10:43. So I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But let's not go crazy. I thought the elements of the show dragged. Okay. And that made it feel worse, but it caught up quickly at the end. And the stream said it would end at 10:32.
So it only 10 minutes over by that logic.
10 or 11 minutes over. And Brody himself was 40% of the overage. So just keep in mind that is a big factor.
Okay, what happened with Hulu then? Apparently the Hulu feed crashed. That's one of the biggest losers of the night.
So I want to say that my takeaway from the year in movies and my takeaway from the show, we heard people talk about movie theaters, the importance of going to the movies. Mm-hmm. It starts with Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible saying, I'm going to put movie theaters on my back. I'm going to demand a theatrical release, and you must see my movie on a big screen. What we learned today, when you hear an independent person, and a person who's making small movies, small budgets, talk about the importance of movie theaters, that is the lifeblood of the industry that you and I love so much. Yeah. And that lifeblood is being torn apart by the very commercial that Conan had in the show, trying to convince people to go to a theater. That was the theme of the show. It was getting people back post-COVID, because the destruction of the revenue structure of the film business has been severe since COVID. And it was starting, and now it's been severe. So my takeaway is that they're quality movies that studios are afraid to green light. And I hope that the winners of the Oscars this year, the quality of the movies and the size of them, will allow studio executives to be more brave in their choices.
It's well said. I mean, I talked to Barry Jenkins years ago, and Moonlight came out. And of course, we all know Moonlight won Best Picture. And he said the problem is movies either made for $100 million or $200 million or $1 or $2 million. We've lost that mid-level movies like Quiz Show that we loved, or movies of Sling Blade, those great indie movies. We've lost that. Thank God for A24 and Neon, two of those studios which do still make those independent films and give people those outlets.